Hi guys, welcome to Winning Easy. My name's Wade and we're going to be previewing the Melbourne Cup. We're just going to go runner by runner, 30 seconds of why they can and can't win the greatest race in the world. Unfortunately I couldn't make it down there this year. I was lucky to be there last year and witness Michelle Payne, Prince of Penzance, Darren Weir and Stevie, Michelle's brother. What a day! A day I'll never forget. 100 to 1. It's just what makes this race so special every year. The stories behind it, and tomorrow someone else will make history. So we'll get into it. We'll start with the top weight, Big Orange, and like we said, we'll go 30 seconds of why they can and can't win all through the runners before we give our final selections at the end. Big Orange, number 1. Ran 5th in the race last year. Ran a good race. I think he's going better this year in Europe. His form's really good. He's in winning form. The negatives against his horse is that he's got to carry 57 top weight, and to win a Melbourne Cup and be top weight, I think you've got to be a really upper class echelon of horse, and I don't think he is that. So for that reason, I can't see him winning. Number 2 is our Ivanhoe, who was in this race last year. One of those ones that got poleaxed with a lot of interference down the straight. Going alright, but I think he's just lacking a few behind others. He'll be needing a bit of rain tomorrow as well, but I just can't have him. But he's a class horse and he's Group 1 winner. But I just think there's too many negatives against him tomorrow. Number 3, Karen Mirotic, the Japanese horse. We all know the Japanese, they're world class horses. When they travel, they win everywhere. The trouble against this horse is no 9-year-olds won the Cup. He hasn't won for over 1,060 days, almost 3 years, and I'm just a bit worried about those things, and his form lately hasn't been that good. We know he'll run the distance though, and we must respect the Japanese, and Tommy Berry said this will be a true staying test. And there's a couple of speed maps that they don't have him sort of on the pace, but I think Tommy said if the pace slackens at all, he'll be going forward and rolling. So I think we will get a genuine run Cup, which we didn't really necessarily get last year. Number 4, Bondi Beach. Aidan O'Brien, Ryan Moore. That's a great combination. It's the world's leading jockey and trainer combination, so that's a plus. Ryan Moore's won this race in Protectionist 2 years ago. Aidan yet to conquer this race, trying to find the right horse. The negatives of this horse is that he ran in this race last year. Now, he was only a 3-year-old in Northern Hemisphere time, so he's obviously a lot more mature this year. But I still think his form overseas compared to some of these others is way below, and at $10 I think he's just way under the price, and for that reason I cannot have him at all. Number 5, Exoferric. Well, his first start in Australia in the Caulfield Cup was sensational for the Lee, Freeman, Damien Oliver combination, reuniting. Caulfield Cup in history has always been the best guy in the Melbourne Cup. The last few years it's obviously dropped off a bit with all the internationals winning, but his run was great. He'll take benefit from it, and if you're liking Big Orange, well then I think you've got to put this horse in, because I think this horse is going just as good and better over in Europe during the summer. So he's definitely not a horse that you can't say cannot win, but he's still got to turn those couple of lengths off Jamaica, who was obviously impressive. The favourite, number 6, Hartnell. Well, the reason he can win is that apart from Winks, he's the best horse in the country. The negatives, can he run 3,200? He's run it back in his 3-year-old days over in England before he came out here. The way he's racing, he can over race. They probably want a nice genuine tempo, but not too much tempo, if that makes sense, because he's staying over the 2 miles has probably got to be questioned. But I think this is a race he's sort of been set for all along. I think Cox play was because he was going so good and he had to have the run, but I still think this is a race he's been set for. At $5, I don't think I want to be on him. And he ran the race last year, but he's obviously going a lot better than last year. But I'm just going to have to take him on. The favourites in the Cup the last 10, the last 30 years have not got a good record, so I'll take him on. Number 7, Who Shot the Barman? Chris Waller, Huey Bowman. This is one of Australia's best combinations, jockey and trainer. He ran 3rd in the race 2 years ago in a what I would call a lot probably stronger Cup with Protectionist winning. So you can't say that he can't win, but he's 2 years older and he hasn't won for a while. And I think there's probably some going a little bit better than him, but I do think he's definitely a first 4 chance, and put him in for your exotics for sure. Number 8, Wicklow Brave, Willie Mullins, Frankie Dettori. Willie Mullins, one of the world's greatest trainers. Frankie Dettori is one of the world's greatest jockeys. This is his 15th attempt, Frankie. He's won pretty much every big Group 1 around the world, yet has not won the Melbourne Cup. He's only got a few years left, Frankie, and I desperately want to win it. Max Dynamite last year, he knocked down half the field in the straight to try and win it, and probably was unlucky not to win. Same combination, you've got to respect the trainer. Why he can win is for that combination. Why he can win is he won the Irish Ledger beating Alderson George. He was ultra impressive, and I said the negatives might want a little bit more sting at the track, which a lot of these will be looking at the forecast tomorrow. And the negatives, barrier 24. Where will he get from the outside alley? It's hard to see. He's got to get 3 deep with cover, and Frankie's going to have to pull the gem right off. For that reason, I'm happy to sort of take him on. I know Dan's on him, and a big collect going for him. He's been backing him for a few months, so I wish Dan all the best if he does win. We won't be begrudging him. Number 9, Al Moonquist, David Hayes, Michael Walker. Probably the eye-catcher run in the Caulfield Cup, and as we said, usually always the best lead-up in history. The negative for this horse is that before he wasn't going good, so you might have a sense of timing about him. We know he can run the distance. The negative is he was in the race last year, and I thought he was pretty disappointing. Whether he's got the class to win and once again turn the tables on Jamaica, I'm not too sure. And his Sydney Cup form in the autumn, I feel that he's beating fairly comprehensively, so I'm happy to take him on. Number 10, Galante, well, he's the Sydney Cup winner from the autumn. That day he had 51.5. In the Sydney Cup he's got 54.5 now. Now his first run the naturalism behind Jamaica was sensational. But then in the Moonee Valley Cup last day it's very disappointing, but he was pestered the whole way. It was a forgive run, so that's why he can win, because you forget that run before Jamaica, first up, that's really ties in there and he's probably overs. Why he can't win, I just think again, from the Sydney Cup autumn, I think he turned the tables on in the weight, and I think that showed in the Moonee Valley Cup. So he has to go down the pecking order. Number 11, Grand Marshal, Chris Waller, Benny Mellon. Why this can win? Well, his Moonee Valley Cup win was really, I thought, dominant. We were on him that day at 20-1, so we had a good win of him. I think he's got a bit of Chris Waller's sense of timing. I thought a couple of his runs would look better in his early prep. I thought he ran a second behind Harton on the Chelmsford. I thought it was a great run. Then he plateaued a bit. People thought his Metrop run was a bit disappointed, but he did get a severe check at the 300. He's proven at the 2 miles. I actually think he's going better than last year's Cup. He's more seasoned, and his 41s I think he's overs. Why he can't win? People might say he might lack a bit of class, and maybe the track. If the rain came, he brings right into calculations. I don't think he deserves to be 40-1. He's a Moonee Valley Cup winner. Let's not forget Prince of Penzance ran second in the Moonee Valley Cup last year, and then came out and win the Cup. It's a great lead on the Moonee Valley Cup, and I think he's way over the odds. Number 12, Jamaica. The Aussie Hope, the only local bred horse in the race. She was dominant in the Caulfield Cup. She hasn't run one bad race yet in the spring. She was a dominant winner of the Oaks last year, dominant winner in the Caulfield Cup. She's an absolute star mare. Kieran Martin, Nick Hall, all the local Aussies will be definitely cheering her, and they'll all have the money on her. I think she'll probably nearly start favoured on the totes with all the local support. Why she can win it, because the Caulfield Cup, like we said, best race in history, lead up to the Melbourne Cup. She was dominant. I can't see too many of them turn. I can't really see anything turn the tables on her in the from the Caulfield Cup. She does go up 2 kilos, which might be a bit of concern. And can she run the 3200 is a negative. I know Matt Kamani's coming out saying that he believes that her breeding will stop at the last 400. I think she'll definitely look the winner. From barrier 3, she's going to get a beautiful run. At some stage, she will look the winner. Whether can she hold off the last, say, 200, that's a concern for me. I probably have to take her on for that as well. Number 13, Heartbreak City. The E-Ball winner, Tony Martin, Joe, the Magic Man Moreira. He was a dominant winner of the E-Ball, one of the most impressive E-Ball winners. And before they won his other 2, both over hurdles though. But don't worry about it. These European horses have come in the past. Vintage Cop, Media, Puzzle. They've all proven at hurdles. Look at Max Diamond last year, he ran second. I'm not worried about the hurdles form. We know he can run the distance. Why he can win is because that he's got barrier 23 is a negative. So that's the reason why he can't win. But he took Joe on. Where is he going to get to from the other? I'm not sure. She had a good turn of foot in the E-Ball. He beat Oceanographer, who's come out here and freaked that form. So there's plenty of wins, pros, and plenty of cons against him. But I think he's definitely a first 4 chance, has to be. Number 14, Sir John Hawkwood. We on him in the Metropolitan, we backed him. I thought he was really silly odds that day, but I thought that was his grand final. Caulfield Cup, he was disappointing. I don't know if he has the class to win a Melbourne Cup. I thought the Metropolitan, I always thought he could win a Group 1. He had the ability, and I'm not saying he can't, but I just think there's a few things against him. Why he can win those, because he beat some good horses in the Metro. It wasn't that bad of a race as many people thought. We know he has got a turn of foot, so if he can settle and relax and come to straight, he might make a dash of them. I think he's definitely a top 10 chance though, but I don't think he's a winning chance. Number 15, Excess Knowledge. Gay Waterhouse and Adrian Bott. Adrian having his first runner here in the Cup. Very lucky man. Vlad Jurek, he's drawn 21. He drew the outside alley last year. He ran a great race. He ran 7th, I think, and he get beat over 2 lengths. I don't know if he's going as good this year. Gay says he is, but Gay says that about every horse, as we all know. But you got to respect Gay as a trainer, and she reckons he'll peak tomorrow. I just don't think he can turn the tables on some of these lead-up runs on these horses. Number 16, Beautiful Romance. Saeed Bin Sarur. This is an interesting one from Godolphin. We got 5 runners in the race. The reason why this mare can win, you don't see too many mares of theirs come down over the years and contest the Cup. Why she can win? Barrier 1, Prince of Penzance had last year. We'll get the soft run. We'll be up on the speed, out of trouble. Ran a great race last start for 3rd at Newmarket. Before that ran last, but it was in a Group 1 behind a horse called Mining. She's one of the best horses in Europe. That's sensational form. Before that, she raced in the Hardwick Stakes at Royal Ascot. That is proven to be over the years one of the best races for Australian Spring Carnival the last 5 years. Fiante came out of it when he was brought. Many other good horses have come from Europe out of that race. He beat out of that race Wicklow Brave, and he beat Excess Fairy. Now they're all a lot shorter than this mare. This mare's 80 to 1. So I don't see why she should be 80 to 1 on that run alone. Why she can't win? Well, she's got to settle in the mare. The mare's travelling overseas, but by reports she's thriving. I think she's way over the odds. I think she's a forgotten horse in the race, and as we've known anything over the years, with Godolphin, when they have multiple runners, it's always the outsiders that have gone close. The 3 seconds have all been at massive odds, and I think she fits his bill. Number 17, Almandin from the Robert Hickmott, Lloyd Williams. Lloyd's looking to win his 5th Cup and become the most successful owner. Why this horse can win? He's in winning form. Lloyd knows how to set a horse, and Robert's the trainer. What Lloyd says goes. Why he can't win, I think there's another level what he's been beating. I think he's been beating B graders, and I think he's short of the market now, but he's got a good turn of foot, and barrier 17 is another negative. 18, Assign, another runner from the Hickmott stable, Lloyd Williams combination. Why this horse can win is because I think he'll run the 32-1, he'll just one bat. He won the Herbert Power, which has been a good leader. Prince of Penzance came through that last year, Moonee Valley Cup. He's going to be nice and fresh in it, and he's in good form. But I can't see him beating his stable at Mandy. He seems to have the edge on him. Barrier 22, well done to Caitlin Mallion. First ride in the Melbourne Cup. Hope she has a great experience, and I'm sure she'll give it every chance up on the speed. Number 19, Grey Line. Matt Kimani, or his dad Luca, has tried many times to win this cup now. It's a one race that has eluded him, and that's what this great race has. You got Frankie, the Torre, you got all these European trainers, you got legendary trainers like Luca Kimani, you got the Godolphin stable. They all want to win the Melbourne Cup. This is his first year training. Why this horse can win? Because he ran a great second in the Geelong Cup. He'll take benefit from that. He's got Bossy on, who knows how to win a cup. Obviously rode Mackay 3 times, so you know you're going to get a real gun run over a staying journey. Why he can't win is that I've got to question that Geelong Cup form in a way. You know, it might surprise a few people, but his form overseas wasn't the best before that, and I do think he'd probably prefer a bit more sting out the ground. Number 20, Oceanographer. Now, this horse ran 3rd in the Geelong Cup for Godolphin. Now he's 3rd favourite. Now, he was the one savage of the line in the Geelong Cup. Then he came out on Saturday and won the Lexus and got himself into the Melbourne Cup field. His win on Saturday was one of the most impressive Lexus wins you'll see. And when we have winners who win the Lexus like that, we have shocking, My Lucky Day. They're always in the top 4 in the Melbourne Cup. I think he's definitely a top 5 chance. I just think the odds are short. But like I said, I don't actually know what he's beating though. I'm looking at the horse. He beat Tom Melbourne. He only beat Tally. Jamaica smashed Tally in the Caulfield Cup. So I think he's short enough. But you know this horse is thriving compared to England when he was. You've got to be a long way in the E-ball behind Heartbreak City, but he was giving you a lot more weight. So there's plenty of positives and plenty of cons against this horse. I think the way the Richard Rain of form he's in, you must put him in your multiple and exotics, but I think he's sure enough, and I think there's better chances than him. But you know he'll run the trip. Number 21, Secret Number. This is the 5th runner of the Godolphin stable, Saeed bin Saror. This is, I think, another forgotten horse. Why he can win, because he had one start for one win this season, and he's been set for this race for 12 months. He came out here last year, he didn't run in the Cup, he ran in the Queen Elizabeth on the last day of the carnival, and he went second behind Dandino, and then he went for a spell. So you know he's travelled, he's raced at Flemington, you know he's still in. And he's more mature, he's a relaxed gelding, he's had the one start this year for one win. Apparently he's thriving at work, at Werribee. I just think Stevie Baxter, down 52, he's going to be on the pace again. I think he's a big winning chance, Secret Number. Number 22, Pentathlon. Johnny Wheeler, great to see Johnny have a run in the race. Mark Duplessis. Why he can win? Well, Johnny Wheeler's a master trainer, we all know status. Why he can't win? Because there's his 3 runs in Melbourne, he's been beat by all other Melbourne Cup chances in the field, and I can't see him turn the tables. Number 23, Curie. This is sort of the 5th Godolphin runner. He was the winner of the Geelong Cup on pace, so you know he's going to go forward. He got going early. Karen was a great ride from McAvoy that day, and he fought on well. The distance not going to be the worry, and you know he's going to be up on the speed. But I can't see him beating Oceanographer. That's the negative. And his form before that wasn't too bad over in England. So you know, there's plenty of sort of positives about him. But I just sort of think that personally, there's probably more ahead. But I think he's definitely a top 10 chance. I think he'll run top 10 for sure. And number 24, Rosa Virginia. Now, there's a lot of people said on why this mare got in. I'd like to say that well done to the owners with getting in. She was number 24 in the order of entry. She's done what she had to do to qualify. Everyone knows the conditions when they would order in. That's part of the game. She's 300 to 1. I would absolutely faint if she won. Her run on Saturday was very poor, and you know, on that run there would have had to be some question marks about whether to back her up in the Cup. But this is everyone's dream to have a run in the Melbourne Cup. There's a great story there. There's a bit of family involvement with one of their son who passed away this year from cancer. So it's great to see she's in the field, and he gets Benny Thompson his first ride in Melbourne Cup. So that's what these stories are about. It allows young Benny Thompson to have his first ride in the Cup and enjoy this moment. I'm sure Benny will be riding the Cup for the next 20 years. He's that talented. But why she can win, I can't find one. Why she can't win, there's plenty. So, but you know, all the best for the connections, and I hope they enjoy the day and the experience for sure. She will wrap away. She ran second in the Auckland Cup early in the year, so distance, but she was going backwards on Saturday behind Oceanographer. So that's a Melbourne Cup preview. Sorry, that's living in the past. My selections, I'm got Grand Marshal on top to win. I think he's over the odds. I think Chris Waller's got him peak in the day. I would like to see the rain come. I don't think he should be 40 to 1. I then have number 16, Beautiful Romance, and 21, Secret Number, the 2 Godolphin Roughies, sort of equal. I think they're the forgotten horses. I think their form is very, very good. Just as good as any of the other overseas contenders that are up in the top of the weights. And then we have, say, Heartbreak City, number 13, and Hugh Shot the Barman, who's my 4th and 5th selections, who I think you should be putting in the exotics. I think it's going to be a great race, but I'm going for value. We know anything can win after Prince of Penzance won last year. So I'm going to go Grand Marshal in my selection, and I'm hoping the rain comes in the next 24 hours in Melbourne. Just put a bit more give in that track. All the best, guys. It's a lottery. The Melbourne Cup's the greatest race in the world. If you got one, follow your selection, but that's my opinion. All the best, and I'll put the rest of my tips up for tomorrow in the morning. Thanks, guys. All the best.